त्रिनेत्रं पवित्रं धनेशस्य मित्रम् अपलाकलत्रं चरित्रं विचित्रं शिवं शङ्करं
Hi friends, this is NJ, a host on this channel. So we will continue our discussion around different minor arcana cards. We have reached the last segment and the last card which needs to be discussed from the pack of tarot cards. So that lucky card which we are going to discuss today is the King of Wands. And before we'll start our discussion on understanding this card, just a quick recap of all what we have studied so far. We have already discussed that tarot is basically used for doing a character analysis, to get a glimpse of the future, to get a solution to remediate confusion, and it also helps in doing meditation and scanning your energies of any evil or good influence. Whenever it comes to understanding the constituting numbers which makes up these tarot cards, they can be divided into two chunks, the major arcana cards and the minor arcana cards. Arcana is a Latin word which means secret. So these major arcana cards, which are in total 22 numbers, tell about the universal theme, more impactful and long lasting circumstances, situation and the events. But when it comes to understanding the impact of these energies, which makes up the daily drama of our life, our security, our job, our emotions, our relationship, then you need to study these minor arcana cards. These minor arcana cards are in total 56 in numbers and can be divided into four suits. The suit of Wands, which represents the fire element, tells about the action, creativity, movement, confidence. Next is the suit of Cups, which represents the water element and tells about the spiritual experiences and the emotional relationship. Next is the suit of Swords, which represents the air element, tells about the intellect, thought, reason. It also tells about the mental clarity along with stress, anxiety and depression. And last is the suit of Pentacles, which represents the earth element and tells about the finances, security and the stability. Each of these four suits in total carries 14 cards. The aces, the 9 numbered cards from the card number 2 till the card number 10 and the 4 court cards, page, knight, queen and the king. So far in our this discussion on the suit of Wands, we have discussed that the ace of Wands tells about some new opportunity coming your way. It also tells about that in a particular situation, you need to proceed with confidence and the courage and you should take your enthusiasm to its peak. We have also discussed the two of Wands, which tells about that in a particular situation, you need to remain original, inventive, you need to showcase boldness and your personal power. Three of Wands tells about having a foresight, exploring the unknown, and it also teaches us that we need to demonstrate the leadership. And Four of Wands tells about that this being a very positive card, tells about the celebration, feeling excited and freedom from all the conflicts and the past worries, all the troubles. And the Five of Wands is a negative card which tells about the disagreement, competition, competitiveness and all kind of hassles. Six of Wands tells about the triumph, victory, acclaim and the pride. Seven of Wands tells about that we need to have strong conviction in whatsoever we believe in. We need to have an aggressive stance towards defending whatsoever we believe. Eight of Wands tells about the quick action, quick movement, pending task coming to closure. It also tells about that in near future you might get some information or some message or some news. Nine of Wands is a card which tells about that in a particular situation you need to showcase full of stamina and the perseverance. And 10 of Wands tells about that you might be overwhelmed by the burden, the struggles and the overextending load which you are not able to handle or endure. We have also started our discussion on the court cards because each of these suits in total carries 4 court cards, page, knight, queen and the king. We have discussed that when it comes to these court cards, you should not restrict their meaning to the real life people basis their age and gender. They might tell about the intensity of the situation, they might tell about the different roles which we play in our life along with the growth of a situation. So let's say for example, when you're around your friends, you might be playful like a page, but once you have reached your office, you might be asserting authority like a king. Same ways, once you're working on an idea, that might be a page situation. You have put that idea into execution, that becomes a knight situation. And once you have grown that idea into full-fledged business, that might be a king or queen situation. So we have discussed that the page of wands Page, which act as a messenger, just tells about some new opportunity which help you in your building your confidence or incorporating something new. Page of Wands also tells about that you might run into someone who might be either a child or young at heart adult, and your interaction with that person might involve some kind of power struggle. Knight of Wands. When it comes to the Knight of Wands, it is all about the energy, because suit of Wands is about energy and Knight is again the spirit and the energy. So you can expect the bombardment of energy. Now this can act against you or this can act in your favor and take you to the heights. We have also discussed the Queen of Wands. Queen, which is an inward focus of the energy and which is all about the nourishment. So you will have the energy which is being represented by the suit of Wands, but it will be expressed and manifested in a very regal and a very calm and demeanor way. When it comes to understanding this card, which is the King of Wands, as you can see in this illustration, that this royal man who is sitting on a throne, who is wearing a crown on his head, who is also wearing a royal robe, and he is holding a wand in his right hand, which can be seen as a scepter of authority. And there is one element which has remained very common and which is very significant in this whole design, that is of a lizard. As you can see, a lizard which is sitting just next to the throne of this king, and the image of this lizard is also very much clear and evident in the pillar just behind the throne of this king. Along with, even in his mantle, in his robe, you can find the the image of this lizard. So first of all, this lizard is the same mythological character which we have discussed in the previous code cards, which is known as the salamander, which is a mythological character and immune from the fire. And as you people know that this suit of Wands is the suit of fire. So we can find a sync of this mythological creature with this card, which is the King of Wands. So when it comes to understanding the divinatory meaning of this card, why it is important? It is important because it gives us this hint that in this particular state of confusion, we should think, we should act as per the signification represented by these cards. So this card, whenever it will appear in your reading, this will give you this hint that in this particular state of confusion, you should proceed with boldness, with full of your courage. You should act and behave so that other people will be inspired because of your behavior. This card also tells about taking your creativity to its peak. You should not try some old and tired ways. You should think of something which is completely new, completely innovative. So this is all what we get to know from this card. And whenever the quote card will appear in the reading, this will also hint towards the energy of a real life person. So whenever this card will come, it will just give this hint that the whomsoever man, if that man is in question in your reading, in the reading and the question of the querent, this person will remain to be very noble, from a very good family. He'll be honest, he'll be trustable, he will be possessing very good virtues and good traits. And this card can also tell about the situation of the honesty, friendliness, marriage, or some a heritage from the unexpected sources can be expected if this card will come out to be upright in your reading. Any point of time, if this card will come out to be reversed in your reading, this just tells about that the energy will be used in a very harmful way. The person whom you run into or the situations might become very cruel, very intolerant and very harsh and rash for you. So whenever it comes to understanding the divinatory meaning of this card in the real life situation of the people, so let's say for example, someone has come to you for a reading. This person is about to start up his own venture. The appearance of this card is a very positive sign. Same ways, a lady who is dating someone, she has recently met a person and she just wants to get the character analysis of this person she is dating. The appearance of this card is a very good sign that the person is of a very noble lineage, he is from a very good family and he is faithful and he is loyal, he can be trusted. So this is all what I wanted to say as my take on the King of Wands. I hope you guys found this video informational. For further more updates and notification on tarot, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page. Thanks.
शिवोऽहं शिवो